An energetic group of St. Vincent Indians this year has no trouble spelling their mascot, but the only letter that really matters to them is W. I'm Glenn Johnson, and today's training camp report takes us to St. Vincent High School in Perryville, where Nathan Rowland begins his second year as head coach.
Well, everything was all new to us and my entire staff last year, and so of course, like I said, out of the gate we struggled as a team, we struggled as a staff, just getting comfortable with one another, and this year we're more cohesive unit, and we're looking for good things from both the staff and the players.
After struggling to an 0-5 start in 2014, the Indians turned it around and won 4 of their last 6 to finish 4-7. Rowland says that's a great place to start from in preparing for 2015.
Well, this year we've been talking about a lot of the momentum that we got started at the end of the season. That's what we're focusing on, all the positive things we did at the end of the season, not really looking at the first 5 weeks where we struggled out of the gates. We're just going to focus on all the positives from last year and try to build on that.
I feel we can have a pretty good team, but we got to really stick with it. Last year we came out slow, but we really picked it in near the end of the season. If we start with that momentum that we had at the end of last year, we could really go far this year.
And that was wide receiver TREVOR, who returns for a senior season, along with quarterback Joe Whistler. Coach Rowland says they only have 6 seniors, but it's an extremely talented group.
Joe Whistler, our QB, is a 3-year starter. We have Chase SCHUMER. He's also a 3-year starter at line. TREVOR was one of our bigger receiver threats last year. Nick Sissel's coming back, and he plays a lot of wide receiver for us and a lot in the secondary, and we're looking for good things from him. He had a really good offseason. He played in a couple contact camps, scored a bunch of touchdowns for us. He looks a lot more comfortable with the ball in his hands this year. Zach Johnson's coming back, and he will help us on the offense and defensive line. And we have a new kid who joined the team, Alec Brewer, and we're going to try to find out what he has to offer in the next coming weeks.
And as Whistler enters his 3rd year as the starting QB, he's more confident than ever.
I feel like I'm going to be one of the best players on the field at any time if I can stay healthy.
This has got to be his year. He has played for us for 3 years, started for the last 2 years, and he has grown each year, and we're looking for big things from him this year.
And Whistler says he's come a long way since he was thrust into a starting role as a sophomore.
Unbelievably far. The game slowed down so much just having that much experience.
As 2014 wore on, Whistler got more and more comfortable with his receivers, and the St. Vincent passing attack started to take off. Having one of his top targets back should help him take off a little bit sooner this year.
You know, TREVOR had a good year last year, and we're looking for even better things from him his senior year. And after he was named captain of the team, he's really taken a leadership role, and we hope that pays off for us with a lot of touchdowns and a lot of success.
I think our receiving core is going to be a little bit better. We got more players with a little bit of experience coming back as well, and some new guys with good hands coming in. It's going to be a good thing for us.
We don't have the most speed, but I feel that we have a lot of guys that are possession type of guys that when they get the ball, they'll find some space and they can go and get us extra yards. They're going to help us.
Another benefiting factor in Whistler's favor will be an experienced offensive line led by senior Chase SCHUMER.
Our offensive line is going to be pretty decent. We don't got a whole lot of size, but we're all pretty good. We've downsized over the past couple of years, losing some big guys a couple of years ago, but I think we're going to do pretty decent.
We have a good line. I feel that our line's just as good, if not better, than last year. We went to some contact camps, and we had no problems with our line, so I think we're going to be just fine.
Coach Rowland says that line will be paving the way for some talented juniors in the backfield.
We have a battle at running back right now. We have 3 guys who are really trying to put their name into the position. We have it right now, it's blank, and there are 3 guys really trying to make sure that we etch their name in there for starting week 1. All of them are juniors. We have a bigger guy, Tyler Unterreiner. He's kind of a between the tackles player. We have 2 smaller ones, Gabe Nager and Riley Reen, and they are both pushing each other to make sure that we have as good a year as we can.
But the biggest position battle in camp is in the defensive backfield.
Well, our secondary is going to be our biggest position battle. We have so many kids who want to play secondary, and that is one of the positions where we have 4 open slots for them, and so they're all right now fighting and struggling to put their name in those slots.
Defense was a strength for St. Vincent last year, especially toward the end of the season. Rowland says they should be as good or better on that side of the ball this year.
We have a lot of returning players, not so many starters, but just a lot of people who played on defense, and if our defense is half as good as it was last year, we'll be in most games and looking to win. I think the issue we had last year was putting points on the board. Our defense would give us the ball in a lot of great positions, and we just struggled to put points on the board.
The Indians gave up an average of 25 points per game last season, skewed by 2 blowouts to Valley Catholic. And like Coach Rowland said, the improvement will need to come on offense, where they averaged just 17 points per game. It couldn't start much tougher for them. They go to Valley Catholic week 1, a team that outscored them 125-7 in 2 games last year. TREVOR says all he and his fellow seniors can do do is lead by example and let the chips fall.
We got to really be big this year. This is our last chance, and we want to go as far as we can, and we're hoping to teach these younger guys to be strong seniors when they get up there.
Reporting from the St. Vincent Indians football training camp for Regional Radio Sports, I'm Glenn Johnson.
1, 2, 3, family.